Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another collection pickup video. Um, this is the day after going for my comic books. These were all the comic books that were waiting for me this last month at my comic book store. Some really good reading thing here, I think. Conclusion to one big storyline and beginning to others. So like always, I wanted to share my comic books with you guys, so let's get started. It's here. Got this for free. It's the Arrow free edition. It's promoting the new Arrow series that WB released. They're showing it on Wednesday, and unfortunately, Wednesday's like the main day I go out with my girlfriend. So I have not been able to catch the show. I might see it online, but I really want to see it. I've heard good things about the show. I've heard that it's actually a very interesting combination between they actually, I've heard that they actually combined like Batman with Oliver Queen to create this character. Has nothing to do with the Smallville character, but I've heard good things about it from friends and people in YouTube, so I want to check it out. This was just a free book that they gave out, and the art was okay, but it was free, so haha. Also got this free Marvel Now preview book. It showcases Deadpool. It showcases a bunch of new books that are gonna come out with this reboot that Marvel. It's not a reboot. It's a renumbering that Marvel's doing. Some of the books look really interesting. Others not that much. But again, it's actually a very thick book. And for a free book, I thought it was pretty awesome. Picked up Age of Apocalypse issue 8. Continuing the Exterminated's visit to Latveria, where they meet up with Doctor Doom, who survived the end of Age of Apocalypse Omega somehow. It's revealed that he's in control of the White Queen. He's able to turn her on and off, basically. You know, he can activate her mutant powers and have her be his liaison to Weapon Omega. But the Exterminated's Doctor Doom is not really interested in humanity anymore. But the Exterminated's cut off his head. So yeah, that was kind of messed up. I'm really liking the Age of Apocalypse. It's a really interesting look at, even though again some plot points don't make any sense. It's a really good look at the Age of Apocalypse. So loving that. Picked up the Amazing Spider-Man issue 694, the conclusion to the Alpha storyline. I don't know. I like the artwork. I like Humberto Ramos's artwork, but the storyline itself, I didn't much care about that. Um, yeah, and this one, Spider-Man depowers Alpha. He can't completely take the powers away. He just, siphons off some of the energy. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this storyline. Then in issue 695, the Kingpin activates his Spider Sense machines. But what they do is they actually augment the Spider Sense. They make the Spider Sense run off of any threat, like hot coffee or stuff like that. But also, the Daily Bugle is running a story from Bryson that Peter Parker's the one that's making the tech for Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's really freaked out because that could, put a big kibosh on the whole spell that Doctor Strange did. So that's going on, and the original Hobgoblin goes to New York to take the role of the new Hobgoblin. So a lot of big things. This looks to be a big storyline. So this issue was really good. So really like that. Picked up Minimum Carnage Alpha. This is of course a joke on the Maximum Carnage storyline that ran a couple of years ago. In this one, Cletus Cassidy is back as Carnage, and he encounters this race of like mini people. So that brings into the conflict Venom and Scarlet Spider, which is Kane, Parker's clone. And I don't know how much trouble Peter's gonna get into that because Kane unmasks all the time because he doesn't care. But this crossover looks really interesting. I might have to pick up the issue of Scarlet Spider just because of it. But a really good issue. Picked up Astonishing X-Men 54. The X-Men are still trying to take the fight to that lady that has the nanotechs. Turns out she's the half-sister of Karma, but then she infects all the X-Men with her nanobites, so she just has control over the X-Men, and she wants, in turn, to take control over Madripoor. So, yeah, things look really bleak for the Astonishing X-Men team. Um, I'm gonna give this issue. I'm gonna keep getting this as soon as this storyline ends. I'm dropping Astonishing X-Men. Um, it has some interesting plot elements, but I'm not really digging it. Picked up the last issue of Avengers vs. X-Men 12, and it's a doozy. The artwork's amazing. The story's actually really good. Cyclops has turned full on Dark Phoenix, and he's wiping out a whole chunk of the world. So Tony Stark comes up with the brilliant idea that to stop him and stop the Phoenix, the Scarlet Witch, which is the avatar of Chaos, and Hope, which is the avatar of the Phoenix, who's control. They have to do this yin and yang thing, and Hope channels the power of the Phoenix, plus also channels the power of the Scarlet Witch, and they both declare no more Phoenix, and the Phoenix kind of disappears, but its embers spread all over the world, and ignites the rebirth of the mutant race. So, in a way, the Phoenix did do what it was supposed to do. It re-sparked the mutant race, which is what Cyclops wanted. But now Xavier's dead, and Cyclops is branded a criminal, so really good book. I like the Avengers vs. X-Men series. I thought it was a really cool idea, and it was executed very well, I think. Marvel's actually doing a really good job with their crossovers. I liked Fear itself too, and I really liked Avengers vs. X-Men. Picked up the last issue of A vs. X. This one has the fight between the Scarlet Witch and Hope, but also has a lot of really small comedy fights at the end. The fight with Hope and the Scarlet Witch, the artwork was amazing. I really liked it. The other ones were kind of dumb, but you know. Picked up the new weekly comic book, Avengers vs. X-Men Consequences. This follows the aftermath of the whole Phoenix battle. Cyclops gets sent to prison. The X-Men and the Avengers are trying to track down Cyclops' old team, Emma Frost, Colossus, Magic, Danger, and Magneto, who are basically on the run. I don't feel it's fair that Magneto's on the run. He actually did a whole hero turn thing. He actually fought for good, but oh well. So, yeah, this is going to be weekly. It's a good book. This one's the one I was really looking forward to. This is Batman issue 13, featuring the return of the Joker in the storyline Death of the Family. Really, really good book, and the cliffhanger at the end. Oh man, yeah, this is an amazing book. I can't wait to. I'm gonna pick up as many of these books as I can. They're gonna cross over with Detective and Batgirl and Batman and Robin and everything. But this storyline looks to be amazing. It's gonna be really, really cool. Picked up Batman and Robin 13, where Batman and Robin are actually dealing with an attack of zombies. I thought that was really interesting. But Peter J. Tomasi is doing great work on Batman and Robin. This is not part of the Death of the Family. This is its own thing, but like I said, it's gonna cross over with this too. So really looking forward to that. Picked up Batman Incorporated issue 0, which is weird because issue 3 has been in limbo for a long time. But picked up issue 0, which basically just retells how Batman created Batman Incorporated and how he got all his allies in place. Kind of an unnecessary issue, but still had to pick it up. Picked up Green Lantern issue 13, kicking off or continuing the rise of the Third Army. The Third Army is already assimilating some more people, and they're sent after the new Green Lantern. His ring is kind of wonky. It's kind of like a combination of the ring that Hal Jordan had with the one Sinestro had, so it's all messed up. It's not working properly. But by the end of the issue, this Green Lantern meets up with the Justice League, so that's going to be really interesting. Picked up Earth 2 Part 5, where Green Lantern is fighting off against Earth 2 Solomon Grundy, which just looks like a Black Lantern. I don't like the design in Solomon Grundy. But, I don't know. I'm gonna give this one again. I'm gonna give this issue the conclusion. The next issue is the conclusion of this storyline. So I'm gonna give it that issue to convince me. But if not, I'm dropping Earth 2. It's become my Halloween tradition to watch and read The Simpsons, Treehouse of Horror. This year's Treehouse of Horror was really, really good. Well, all of them are really good, but this one had a Cabin in the Woods slash Evil Dead spoof that I thought was really cool. That story alone was awesome. But I really like The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. It's fun to see. Again, I'm a huge fan of What If stories, so it's great to see The Simpsons in a different light, especially one a spooky terror kind of thing. So I really like the Treehouse of Horror. I might give a review on that. Picked up Superman Zero, which chronicles the adventures of Jor-El on Krypton, how he discovered that Krypton was going to die and everything. Uh, Weird thing at the end of the issue, Kal-El, they don't say he's Superman, but he has a Superman costume, but a black Superman costume appears in the end of this, so I thought that was weird. It's probably building up to something, but that is pretty weird. So let's see what happens with that. Picked up Smallville issue 6. Continuing the introduction of the Batman character into the Smallville universe. He meets up with Joe Chill, and they have a big fight. Lex Luthor sees that Batman was able to actually hurt Superman. The Tess Mercer that's trapped in Luthor's mind is taking control of his body at night while Lex is sleeping. And at the end of the issue, Mr. Freeze makes an appearance. So I thought that was interesting. I'm digging the Smallville series, this season 11. Even though I think they are straying a lot from the Smallville TV show, and some of the characters don't feel the same. So I might drop Smallville. I'm gonna keep getting the issues where Batman appears, but I might drop Smallville. I'm not sure about that one. Picked up Swamp Thing issue 13. Swamp Thing and Animal Man are sent 1 year in the future, where the world is completely overrun by the rot. The last remaining champions are Poison Ivy, that because she had a connection with plants, she has access to part of the green, and Deadman, because since he's just a spirit, there's no rot or dead matter that they can use against them. So they're the only two people fighting to protect what's left of the Earth, and Swamp Thing meets up with them, and they fight the rot-powered Teen Titans. So I'm really digging Swamp Thing. I wish I could buy the Animal Man issues, but my economy's kind of tight nowadays. So, but I'm digging Swamp Thing a lot. Scott Snyder's doing some great work with Swamp Thing. Picked up Uncanny X-Men issue 19, which focuses on the Dark Phoenix Cyclops and the aftermath of his actions. Uncanny X-Men is going to end with next issue, issue 20. So this is the next to last issue of Uncanny X-Men. It was a good issue. It focuses on Scott and his decisions and everything. But I'm really mad that Marvel's just rebooted Uncanny X-Men 20 issues ago, and now they're gonna cancel it. And then when this reaches its anniversary issue, they're gonna restart it again, which is, I think, stupid. But picked up the first issue of Uncanny Avengers. What Marvel is doing is that it's canceling some of the X-Men and Avengers book and basically fusing them together. In this one, they have 3 members of the Avengers with 3 members of the X-Men, which sounds cool. They're trying to repeat or catch lightning again with the Astonishing X-Men run from Joss Whedon. But I feel something this epic, like if you're gonna fuse the Avengers and the X-Men, get more characters, not just 6. But anyway, the Red Skull is back somehow. I don't know how he's back. I thought he was dead. And he's taking mutants. He's taking part of their brain cell and putting this control module. He basically does that to Avalanche and turns him evil. Basically to, I guess, show that mutants are a threat. And at the end of the issue, he steals Professor Xavier's body and takes his brain out because This Red Skull wants to use Xavier's brains as a weapon. So the artwork is cool. The storyline's really interesting. I like the character development here. I just wish they had more characters. I'm definitely gonna keep picking up that one. Picked up Before Watchmen issue 3 of Ozymandias, featuring the comedian there. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this, but I don't want to incomplete my collection. It only has 3 issues to go, so I don't think Ozymandias deserves a 6 issue one. They should have done that to Night Owl, but I don't know. I'm a completist. I have to collect it, even though I don't really like it that much. Picked up Rorschach issue 2. Just like with Night Owl and Minutemen, I really dig the Rorschach book. So this one's a good read. Picked up Before Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan issue 2. Didn't like the first issue. This one I really, really liked a lot. Well, I did like the first issue, but it was just like a retelling of what you already saw in Watchmen. This one was better. I like this one a lot. Picked up Marvel Universe versus the Avengers. This is the third part in the What If story where this cannibal plague gets unleashed by the Punisher and everyone's turning into a cannibal. The first one was Marvel Universe versus the Punisher. Then they did a prequel story with Marvel Universe versus Wolverine, and this is like in between the 2 issues of the 2 series with the Avengers, which consisted of Captain America, Hawkeye, Tony Stark, trying to control as best they can this cannibal plague. In this one, it takes up events after the Punisher kills Captain America. So it fills in the gaps between the Punisher storyline and the Wolverine storyline. So I really like this universe. I don't think they might be able to do another one. I think this would probably be the last one. Because seriously, they've tapped all the ideas that they can. The Avengers is even this one I feel is unnecessary because everything was reasonably covered on the Punisher and Wolverine series. But I like the concept that they install here. They're not zombies. They're like de-evolved cannibals. So I like the concept and I like the story. But again, I don't think they can do much more with this universe in this format. So we'll see. Picked up Witchblade 160, continuing the storyline with the anti-Magdalena. No, not the best issue. It actually ended kind of lackluster, except that a presidential candidate, sees Sarah Pasolini's face without the Witchblade, so that might end up being a lot of trouble for her. So at least that plot point was interesting. Picked up Wolverine issue 313, concluding the whole rebirth of Sabretooth thing, which didn't even focus that much on Sabretooth. It was mostly on Romulus. Again, this storyline was dumb, I think. Romulus kept insisting that the whole Weapon X thing was Wolverine's idea, and Wolverine actually bought it. He doesn't kill Romulus because now he can, because Romulus has a stronger form of adamantium on him. He gets sent to Stryker. Sabretooth escapes, and so I guess this is supposed to be a prequel to when he became the Crime Lord of Asia. And Wolverine checks up with Romulus' sister. This was a dumb storyline. Again, I'm not a big fan of Samuel Bianchi's artwork, and Jeb Loeb. I don't know what he was trying to do with this, but I don't think it worked out. I just didn't like that storyline. Picked up issue 314. This one I really didn't like. It continues the events of Dr. Rot, of that Dr. Rot storyline, where Dr. Rot pulls out parts of Wolverine's brain so he erased some of his memories. He doesn't remember Melita, but he remembers this ghost chick that appears, and so he goes off to stop someone that's trying to kill a lady that's asleep. I'm not liking what they're doing with Wolverine, honestly, but yeah, that series is also gonna get canceled and it's gonna be relaunched as a new #1. So I'm mad as hell about that one too. Picked up Wolverine and the X-Men 17, featuring a storyline with this green character, Dupe, I think it's called. I don't get this thing. I don't know him, so I guess I don't understand what his deal is. The artwork was the only thing that I really liked. It's done by Mike Allred. His artwork is great. This issue looked amazing. But since I don't really know anything about the Dupe character, and from what I read, I didn't get him either. So I don't know. But the artwork was amazing. Get this issue just because of the artwork. That was pretty awesome. Picked up Wolverine and the X-Men issue 18. Cyclops goes to the school and runs a little havoc there. But the main thing that got me upset about this is that at the end of the issue, the Hellfire Club escape and they lure Brew, this little bro thing, the only bro that actually had a conscience, into this old church, and they blow his brains out, which sucks because I actually like the little guy. Out of all of the characters in the school, well, Kid Apocalypse was awesome, but Brew was pretty cool too. And they go on and kill him, so like, what the hell? What the hell? This guy was supposed to be the new species of Brood, and he was going to be like a major point in the future, and they kill him. Nice going, Marvel. Last book I picked up is X-Men Legacy, issue 274, which focuses on the aftermath of Cyclops. Magneto goes to Rogue, asking her to run away with him because he's still on the run. Rogue doesn't accept, and Magneto leaves, so it was a bit of a downer. I really wish that the thing I liked about Magneto is that he accepted that his dream was flawed, and he actually went to Cyclops as someone that wanted to help him, and he did a lot of good stuff. But now he's a bad guy again, which it's his nature to be a bad guy. I've always believed that it has something to do with his magnetic powers. He's like bipolar or something. But, I don't know, I guess, like Xavier, I wanted Magneto to have a chance of being a good guy and being happy and everything, but, well, Xavier's dead, so maybe Magneto, that will be the thing that drives Magneto evil again. I don't know. But, one more issue to go. This series is gonna end in 275, and then it's gonna be rebooted, and it's gonna follow Legion. That one, I might get the first issue. I don't wanna, because I think Legion, what they've done with Legion recently is interesting. They've gotten him control over his split personalities and everything. Might pick it up, might not. I'll see. But that was the comic book collection pick a video. Like I said, a lot of great reading, a lot of books ending, a lot of books starting. But like always, I like to make the recommendation of the haul, and I'm gonna go with two. Well, actually, I'm gonna go with. Ooh, I'm actually gonna go with a lot. I'm gonna go with the main one, Three House of Horror issue 18. Pick this issue up. It's really, really cool. I really, really liked it. I'm gonna go with Marvel Universe versus the Avengers. Again, same reason, because of the Three House of Horror. I'm a sucker for what-if stories. And I'm gonna go with this one. This might be a big book later on, or it might mean nothing. Marvel might cancel it and then split the Avengers and the X-Men again. But this one you might want to track down. This is the big start of the Marvel Now comic line, so you might want to pick that one up too. So yeah, that was the collection pick up video, comic book edition. Like always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please leave a suggestion or a comment. And until I see you again, this is Vargas XX78, signing off.